Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram, Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram, 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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patidanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. शीला प्रभुपाद की जय. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devi Dasi from College Station, Texas, welcoming all of you to Bhakti Sanga conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Third, to disobey the order of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not to have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Let us move on to our next part of the session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. Before that, may I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji, Dandat Pranam, this is Krishna Das from Chennai. Nice to
Preeti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sukha Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji.
your chanting is very good, Madhu. Your chanting is fantastic. So clear your chanting. Superb.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It's all your blessings. Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and announcing your name first. That shows the enthusiasm, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Dakshat from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvindaksha Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining every day and announcing your name every single day, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjari Leela Devi Dasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your association and all glories to your wonderful services to the Sangha. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation. Mom and daughter is always there on the call. Very good example for all of us, Mataji. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, all glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajas. My humble obeisance to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi from Radha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining this call from many years and giving your association. Mataji, welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you all. This is Param Pavani Shama Devi Dasi from Baltimore. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Param Bhavani Shama Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. My Dandavat Pranams to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all your wonderful services, Mataji. This is Sushmita from Canada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your association, and all glories to your wonderful services too, Mataji. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shama Gauri Devi Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association, and all glories to your services, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
All glories to your services, Mataji. Without you, we cannot do anything. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This is Akshar Das from Canada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Akshara Das Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu, for joining every single day and beautiful chanting, Prabhuji. Welcome to the call, Prabhu, and beautiful questions that you ask. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled delegates. This is Shashidhar joining from San Antonio, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shashidhar Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Very nice to hear your voice this morning, Prabhuji. Welcome back. Thank you for joining in. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you. Come to all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Victoria.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and giving your association. Welcome to the call. So we'll start the recording. It is 6:20. I think Mataji did not yet join. I will try to call her once. Sukaka Krishna Prabhu, would you like to call her? Or shall I call?
Medhavani Mataji.
Antaranga Tulsi Mataji is giving today class.
Okay. Some other name was Brajamohan Baiso.
Yeah, so we need to read introduction also.
Yeah, I will read Mataji. I'm just trying to give her a call.
I will call her mother. I'll call her mother.
Yeah. Please, Prabhuji, call. She knows. I gave her message today also. And meanwhile, I'll start the recording and read the introduction of Mataji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sanga conference call. Today, we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Antaranga Tulsi Mataji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, 8th chapter. We are starting new chapter today and the verse number is 1. First verse we are going to see. Before I hand over the call to Mataji, I would like to read Mataji's introduction. Her Grace Antaranga Tulsi Mataji is a born devotee to the devotee couple, His Grace Gopijana Vallabh Prabhu and Her Grace Shama Gopika Mataji. She is a fortunate soul that from very young age got opportunity to take daily darshan of Sri Radha Madhava, Nrsingadev and Panchatattva. Also got great opportunity to get blessings of almost every Maharaj visiting Sridham Mayapur. Mataji gives a nectarian Bhagavatam classes. Her soul and life is Sri Radha Madhava. Mayapur. Mataji has passed Bhakti Shastri and now doing Bhakti Vaibhav. She's also teaching Bhakti Shastri classes and she passed the teacher training courses. We are very fortunate to have her on the call and she's very good giving in summary of the chapters, Bhagavatam chapters before she starts the verse. Prabhuji, did you call? I will pause the recording here. I'll continue my chant. Did you call, Prabhuji? No. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mataji is joining. Yes. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, Mataji is here.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I'm so sorry, Mataji, for coming late.
No worries.
Swagatam.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, 8th chapter, 1st verse. I hand over the call to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Is my voice clear, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So, today we are going to discuss from Canto 7, Chapter 8, Text 1. Mataji, we are starting a new chapter today. So, was the chapter description read or should I read it today?
Yeah, you can do, Mataji. I can share the screen also for you.
Thank you, Mataji. So, we are entering a very beautiful chapter. So, Canto 7 of Srimad Bhagavatam majorly talks about the pastime of Prahlada Maharaja and Nrsingadev. And today we are entering into the chapter where the Lord slays the king of the demons. So Lord Krishna is going to appear in the form of Nrsingadev and he's going to kill the demon Hiranyakashipu. So this is what the chapter discusses about, and we'll begin with the chapter description. Before that, we'll do the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadamtikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanditam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagaspate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Shri Chaitanya Mano Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasavi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Canto 7, Chapter 8. Lord Narasimha slays the king of the demons. So in the previous chapter, we have discussed how Prahlada Maharaj was in the womb of his mother Kayadhu, and the demigods, fearing that another demon is going to come, Hiranyakashipu himself such a big tension, another child is going to come. They, the demigods, they kidnap Kayadhu to kill the child in her womb after it is born. But Narad Muni, when he saw this happening, he knew that the child in the womb of Mother Kayadhu is a very pure devotee of the Lord. And therefore, he, with the permission of the demigods, he instructed them not to do anything to her, and he took her to his ashram. And taking her there, he taught Prahlada Maharaj everything about Krishna consciousness, the science of devotional service. And Prahlada Maharaj, he was sharing all this which had happened with the demoniac friends or the children of the demons who were studying with him in his school. That is how Bhagavatam brings in this topic. So it is not that it has happened before and that is being described in chronological order, but actually Prahlada Maharaj is sharing with his fellow classmates of how his mother was kidnapped and how I was instructed by Narad Muni, and that I'm going to tell to all of you. And so in the previous chapter, in chapter 7 of Canto 7, Prahlada Maharaj shares what all he learned from Narad Muni in the womb, when he was in his mother's womb, and all the demoniac, all the children of the demons who heard this, they were all very happy to hear from Prahlada Maharaj all these things, and they felt that this is correct, that the ultimate benefit, ultimate goal of one's human life is to serve the lotus feet of Govinda, the cause of all causes, and to see him everywhere. This is how the last chapter verse ends. The last verse of chapter 7 is text 55, in which Sri Prahlada Maharaj concludes by saying, in the material world, to render such lotus feet of Govinda, the cause of all causes, and to see him everywhere is the only goal of life. Etavaneva lokesmin pumsa swartha parasmrita ekanta bhakti govinde yat sarvatra gabikshanam. This is his conclusion. So in this chapter, we are going to see in the verse 1 how the sons of the demons accept these instructions and what happens later is going to be described in this chapter. So now we'll read the chapter description, in which Prabhupada very beautifully summarizes the entire chapter. As described in this chapter, Hiranyakashipu was ready to kill his own son Prahlada Maharaj, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared in front of the demon as Shri Nrikeshari, half lion, half man, and killed him. This is the simplest gist of this chapter. Further explained, following the instructions of Prahlada Maharaj, all the sons of the demons became attached to Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When this attachment became pronounced, their teachers, Shanda and Amarka, were very much afraid that the boys would become more and more devoted to the Lord. In a helpless condition, they approached Hiranyakashipu and described in detail the effect of Prahlada's preaching. After hearing of this, Hiranyakashipu decided to kill his own son Prahlada. Hiranyakashipu was so angry that Prahlada Maharaj fell down at his feet and said many things just to pacify him, but he was unsuccessful in satisfying his demoniac father. Hiranyakashipu, as a typical demon, began to advertise himself as being greater than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Prahlada Maharaj challenged him, saying that Hiranyakashipu was not God, and began to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, declaring that the Lord is all-pervading and that everything is under him, and that no one is equal to or greater than him. Thus he requested his father to be submissive to the omnipotent Supreme Lord. The more Prahlada Maharaj glorified the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the more angry and agitated the demon became. Hiranyakashipu asked his Vaishnava son whether his god existed within the columns of the palace, and Prahlada Maharaj immediately accepted that since the Lord is present everywhere, he was also present within the columns. When Hiranyakashipu heard this philosophy from his young son, He derided the boy's statements as just the talk of a child and forcefully struck the pillar with his fist. As soon as Hiranyakashipu struck the column, there issued forth a tumultuous sound. At first, Hiranyakashipu, the king of the demon, could not see anything but the pillar. But to substantiate Prahlad's statement, the Lord came out of the pillar in his wonderful incarnation as Narasimha, half man and half lion. Hiranyakashipu could immediately understand that the extraordinarily wonderful form of the Lord was surely meant for his death, and thus he prepared to fight with the form of half lion and half man. The Lord performed this pastime by fighting with the demon for some time, and in the evening, on the border between day and night, the Lord captured the demon, threw him on his lap, and killed him by piercing his abdomen with his nails. The Lord not only killed Hiranyakashipu, the king of the demon, but also killed many of his followers. When there was no one else to fight, the Lord, roaring with anger, sat down on Hiranyakashipu's throne. The entire universe was thus relieved of the rule of Hiranyakashipu, and everyone was jubilant in transcendental bliss. Then all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma approached the Lord. These include the great saintly persons, the Pitas, the Siddhas, the Vidyadharas, the Nagas, the Manus, the Prajapatis, the Gandharvas, the Charanas, the Yakshas, the Kimpurishas, the Vaitalikas, the Kinnaras, and also many other varieties of beings in human form. All of them stood not far from the Supreme Representative Godhead and began offering their prayers unto the Lord, whose spiritual effulgence was brilliant as he sat on the throne. Now we shall enter the first verse of this particular chapter. So this verse begins with Shri Narada Uvacha. Shri Narada Uvacha Atah Daityasutah Sarve Shrutva Tat Anuvarnitam Jagrur Nirvadyatvan Niravadyatvan Naiva Gurvanu Shikshitam. Shri Narada Uvacha Atha Daitya Sutta Sarve Shrutvā Tat Anuvarnitam Jagruh Nirvadyatvan Naiva Gurvana Sikshitam. Word to word. Shri Narada Uvacha, Shri Narad Muni said, Atha, thereupon, Daitya Sutta, the sons of the demons, the class friends of Prahlada Maharaja, Sarve, all, Shrutva, hearing, Tat, by him Prahlad, Anuvarnitam, the statements about devotional life. Jagru, accepted, Niravadyatvat, due to the supreme utility of that instruction, Na, not, Eva, indeed, Gurvanu Sikshitam, that which was taught by their teachers. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Narad Muni continued. All the sons of the demons appreciated the transcendental instructions of Prahlada Maharaj and took them very seriously. They rejected the materialistic instructions given by their teachers, Shanda and Amarka. Purport. This is the effect of preaching of a pure devotee like Prahlada Maharaj. If a devotee is qualified, sincere, and serious about Krishna consciousness, and if he follows the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master, as Prahlada Maharaj did when preaching the instructions he had received from Narada Muni, his preaching is effective. As it is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam 3.25.25, Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana katha. If one tries to understand the discourses given by the Sat or pure devotees, those instructions will be very pleasing to the ear and appealing to the heart. Thus, if one is inspired to take to Krishna consciousness, and if one practices the process in his life, he is surely successful in returning home back to Godhead. By the grace of Prahlada Maharaj, all his class friends, the sons of the demons, became Vaishnavas. They did not like hearing from their so-called teachers Shanda and Amarka, who were interested only in teaching them about diplomacy, politics, economic development, and similar topics meant exclusively for sense gratification. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Chakshurunmultamena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayana Namaskate Naram Cheva Narottavam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiyayat. Sarva Shastra Pipiyusha Sarva Vedeka Satvara Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadya Sarva Lokeka Dvipada Sarva Bhagavata Prana Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu Kalir Danto Sri Krishna Parivartita Madeka Bandhu Matpangin Madguru Man Mahadana Man Nistaraka Madbhagya Madananda Namastute. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So this verse is being spoken by Sri Narad Muni. So can someone tell me to whom is Narad Muni telling this, or to whom is Narad Muni narrating this pastime of Narsimhadev and Prahlada Maharaj?
Yudhishthira Maharaj.
Yes. And in which situation, in which place? When the great sacrifice was happening in Yudhishthira Maharaj's palace at that time. Yes, in the big Rajasuya sacrifice. At that assembly, Sri Yudhishthira Maharaj asked some questions to Narad Muni, and Narad Muni is replying to that. And who is narrating this? Who is narrating this conversation that happened between Narad Muni and Yudhishthira Maharaj?
Shukadeva Goswami.
Shukadeva Goswami is narrating to Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj asked some questions, and those questions were very similar to what Yudhishthira Maharaj had asked. And Shukadeva Goswami says, you asked this question, your grandfather had also asked this question. And to your grandfather, the great sage Narada was answering, and that I'll share with you now. And in this way, who is telling this to us?
Suta Goswami.
Suta Goswami is telling whom?
The sages at Naimisharanya.
Yes. The sages at Naimisharanya, headed by Rishi Shaunaka. Yeah. And so Suta Goswami is telling to Shaunaka the Rishis. So who is telling this to us? The conversation that happened between Suta Goswami and Shaunaka the Rishi, one person recorded and is telling that to us directly. Who is that? Yes. So, see, Vedavyas Muni, in the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, it starts with Vedavyas, he is writing. And in the first verse, second verse, the third verse of the first chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadev, he begins the story of Srimad Bhagavatam by saying, Naimishe Nimisha Kshetre Rishaya Savanakadaya. So all the in the place of Naimisharanya, Naimisha Nimisha Kshetre, Rishaya Savanakadaya, all the rishis headed by Shaunaka, they all came together to do a great satram. Satram Lokaya Kshemaya. For the well-being of the whole world, they came together to performing a sacrifice. And in that sacrifice, they decided to hear Harikatha. And therefore, they chose Suta Goswami as the most qualified person to sit and give Krishna Katha to them. So he was chosen, and then he began to offer obeisances to his spiritual master because he had heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Shukadev Goswami when he was describing to Parikshit Maharaj. So he had heard and he considers Shukadev Goswami his spiritual master. He offers obeisances to his spiritual master and he begins to narrate what Shukadev Goswami told Parikshit Maharaj. And in this particular canto, Shukadev Goswami is narrating what Narada told Yudhishthira Maharaj. And that is what we are hearing. So this is, so what happened then? So in the last chapter, we saw how Prahlada Maharaj instructed the sons of the demons. And we see in this verse that they all appreciated the transcendental instructions of Prahlada Maharaj. And why did they accept? How did they accept? They accepted and they took it very seriously. And what was the first sign that they have taken the instruction seriously? The first sign was they rejected the materialistic instructions given by the teachers, Shanda and Amarka. When they understood what Prahlada Maharaj is saying is correct, and they not only it's very common that we accept many things as correct, but even though we know it's correct, our mind doesn't want to do it. We have other ideas to do something else. So even though he knew the sons of the demons, they understood what Prahlada Maharaj is saying is correct, and they took it very seriously to their heart. And for the first step of executing what they wanted of Prahlada Maharaja's instruction, they rejected the instruction of Shanda and Amarka, which was all materialistic instruction. This purport of Prabhupada is very interesting. He talks about the effect of the preaching of a pure devotee. So the sentence is so beautiful. If a devotee is qualified, sincere, and serious about Krishna consciousness, and if he follows the instructions of bona fide spiritual master, as Prahlada Maharaj did when preaching, his preaching is effective. Very beautiful. Qualified, sincere, serious. Prabhupada gives 3 adjectives for that for a devotee. So what is the qualification of a devotee? What is the qualification to be a devotee? How can we become qualified to be a devotee?
By following the instructions of spiritual master and the
Spiritual
scriptures.
master by following
Sincere and serious.
From the bona fide parampara.
Yeah, but even to become a bona fide, to accept the instructions of a spiritual master, one needs to be qualified, right? We want the initiation until we are qualified. What is the beginning of the
pure devotee,
surrendering?
Mercy of a pure devotee.
Yes, mercy of the pure devotee, but even before that, there is one step.
Shraddha.
4 principles and chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Surrender, Mataji.
Surrender to the Lord.
Good
Surrender
hearer.
is the last step that we, after getting the Krishna consciousness, we learn about the 6 aspects of surrender and we practice surrender. It takes long time to become surrender.
Ado Shraddha.
Yes, Adav Shraddha. How will we get Shraddha?
Faith.
Hearing, Shravanam.
Shravanam. Yes. So the first qualification of a devotee to be qualified to be a devotee is, first we need to do proper Shravanam. We need to be inclined to hear about Krishna. We need to be inclined to hear about devotional service. So that is the first step these sons of the demons they did. They first were inclined to hear from Prahlada Maharaj. When Prahlada Maharaj began to speak, I'm not interested in hearing this topic. It's very boring, and they didn't leave the place. They sat and they heard. So they were inclined to hear. In fact, what is their qualification? They are the sons of demons. They have, by birth, they have no qualification. All their activities, all this time, because the sons of demon, it was demoniac, they have been given by their teachers demoniac instructions. Their samskaras are demoniac. But then how could they accept the instructions of Prahlada Maharaj, and how could they come to a situation of surrendering to Prahlada Maharaj by rejecting their teachers? They could take this step.
Prahlada Maharaj's purity. Because he is so pure, when some pure guru comes, automatically it attracts you.
Yes. That is also the mercy of the devotees, as mentioned, of the pure devotees. So first is we have to be inclined to hear. And then when we're inclined to hear, then we should hear from a pure devotee, from a very pure source. And what is the most purest source that we have in Kali Yuga to hear from? The books of Srila Prabhupada. They are the pure, like, actually when I was reading this statement, sincere, serious, and follows the instructions for bona fide spiritual master, the first example that came to my mind was Srila Prabhupada. We can see all his life, how he was very sincere about Krishna consciousness, how he was serious, sincere and serious. These qualities, they are, we can understand that the person is sincere and serious by one aspect, which is he will never give up his determination to do what is in service of Krishna. If a person is a sincere and serious devotee, his action will show it. Because these words, qualified, sincere, serious, they are very, in one way we could say very vague, or they are not, it looks like it's not action based. It's all based in the heart and in the mind, no, the behavior of a person. But actually for a devotional service, everything is very practical. Unless you don't have taste for service, the test of devotion is that we should have taste for service. That is why it is called devotional service. And that is because our constitutional state is to serve Krishna as a soul. So therefore, if we are properly getting reinstated back, if our heart is becoming pure, and we are realizing we are the soul, we are Krishna's servant, then naturally, if the process we are following is correct, our taste for service, our inclination to do service will increase. So the sign of a sincere and serious devotee is he'll perform lot of services and he'll not give up any service at any time, unless it's a different situation, unless it is a plan of the Lord. But his mood of serving the Lord and his action of always serving the Lord will never change. So Prabhupada is the best example for this. We see how many difficulties he had in his life, no matter what happened, following the instruction of his spiritual master. So another beautiful point of this statement is sincere, serious, and if he follows the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master. One person can be qualified by hearing, will be inclined to hear, will be reading the scriptures very sincerely, knowing about the process. He'll be very sincere and serious about Krishna consciousness. Yes, I want to go back home, back to Godhead. This is the process. Very sincerely, rigorously, seriously chant 16 rounds in the morning, perform the sadhana properly, read every day, may do everything. But if he feels that I have the books, Krishna is there in the temple in the deity form, I am there, Krishna is there, books are there, why should I need one more person to instruct me what to do? From the books, I know what I should do, and deities are there, I'll go and surrender myself to the Lord, and it's a dealing between us. I don't need other devotees or a bona fide instructor to instruct me what I should do. So that is also wrong. So therefore, Prabhupada very clearly says, even if a person is qualified, sincere, and serious, but he doesn't follow the instructions of bona fide spiritual master, then there will be no effect for his preaching. And then that's the Prabhupada says he should follow the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master. So that is very important. That is why first is Shravanam, and from Shravanam we get Shraddha, Adav Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sanga. The very next step is Sadhu Sanga, not Bhajana Kriya. Even though from hearing the scriptures, you know what to do and you can start doing bhajan, but there's a step before that, Sadhu Sanga. You have to take association of the devotees. Prabhupada beautifully quotes, immediately Prabhupada quotes, Satam prasangan mavirya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana katha. So, we need to have Sangha, prasangan, Satam prasangan. We should take the association of the Satam, of the pure devotees. So very interesting this word Sangha that Prabhupada brings in here. Why we should, what is the importance of Sangha? Because we know from Sri Bhagavad Gita that how Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsan Sangasteshu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kama Krodha Vichayate. So this association or the Sangha, it causes Kama. when we're absorbed in a particular thing, in a particular object, in a particular interest in a particular thing, then we develop. So there, the word Sangha is used in terms of attachment. We develop attachment to that, and then we develop a greed for it. We develop a lust for it. So the same applies in Krishna consciousness also. When we absorb ourselves in hearing about Krishna, then we associate with persons who are interested in Krishna consciousness, who are practicing Krishna consciousness. And when we see them closely, when we take their association and we see how they're practicing Krishna consciousness, we see how happy they are, we see the wonderful life they're living, then we develop a greed to also live like that. We develop a greed to develop devotion like them. And then our devotional journey will very beautifully proceed ahead. And that association will give us the impetus constantly to perform the bhajana kriya nicely, and then proceed to anartha nivritti and the rest of the stages. So Sadhu Sangha is always the impetus. Actually, now in US, the beautiful Sadhu Sangha festival is going on, where you are all getting association of so many pure devotees. Pure devotees from all over the globe are coming together in one place to give their association. And it's such a wonderful chance to take association of that. We're all very fortunate. So that is the main thing. Prabhupada brings in the word Sangha here. And thus, when those instructions are very pleasing to the ear and appealing to the heart. So when one tries to understand the discourses given by pure devotees, first of all, we have to go and sit and hear and constantly keep hearing, because at first, as Prabhupada says, those instructions will be very pleasing to the heart, pleasing to the ear and appealing to the heart. This is another test that, or another standard we can keep, that is our hearing proper, is our hearing creating a change in our heart. So for that, the Prabhupada has given very beautiful standards, which we can meet to. Okay, these are like milestones in our Krishna consciousness. So after hearing, by regular hearing, we should see what I'm hearing, is it pleasing to my ear and is it appearing to my heart? Because if they're pleasing to ear and appearing to the heart, then what is the next step? Prabhupada says, one is inspired to take to Krishna consciousness. So by hearing, what we hear appeals our heart, and then we become inspired to take up Krishna consciousness. And the next milestone is one practices the process in his life. And if one does so, if one constantly hears, constantly take association, and practices in his life, he is surely successful in returning back home to Godhead. Prabhupada is very clear. If you follow this process properly of hearing, associating, and performing your sadhana properly, then you are sure to go back home, back to Godhead. And what is the example? Prabhupada says, by the grace of Prahlada Maharaja, all his class friends, the sons of the demons, became Vaishnavas. So this is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. So, and one should be sincere, serious, and then one follows the instructions of the devotees and spiritual master. And when one does so, his preaching is effective. So this is another aspect of this purport which I wanted to discuss. One aspect is we learned how these are the qualifications of a devotee, these are the qualities of a devotee, and how we should aspire for them, and how the process of devotional service works, how we can get taste in Krishna consciousness. Now, another aspect is when one reads the sentence, when a devotee reads the sentence, one may feel that if a devotee is qualified, sincere, and serious. So one may feel that I am not so sincere, I am not so serious, I am not so qualified. So then only his preaching is effective, means is my preaching not effective? Or should I not go for preaching because it might not be effective for the people I'm preaching to? So should I stop preaching and should I just do my sadhana and wait for a day when I'll become qualified, sincere, and serious? Then I'll start preaching. This is another aspect that I wanted to discuss. So here we see how Prahlada Maharaj, what was he preaching? He was preaching the instructions he received from Narad Muni. So a devotee as such, he never thinks that he is the doer of his actions. He always knows that his actions are always done by the Supreme Lord himself. We cannot do anything by ourselves without the mercy of the Lord. If I am able to do some preaching, if I am able to speak in this class, it is not by my own endeavor. It is only by the mercy of Krishna and all the previous acharyas and the devotees and the Vaishnavas around me. It is from them, what I hear from them, that I am speaking. I cannot create something and speak in Krishna consciousness. Everything is mentioned and we have to read, hear, and repeat that. So when we repeat the words of a pure devotee in a proper mode, unmotivatedly, then those words will have an effect. And at the same time, we should simultaneously improve our sincerity, our seriousness in Krishna consciousness. This word sincere and serious, in Vedas, if you go and put a search in Srimad Bhagavatam, sincere and serious, so many wonderful statements of Prabhupada about how important it is. One should be sincere and serious, then only one will get Krishna. Because sometimes when we come into Krishna consciousness, in the beginning, we are very inspired to take up to Krishna consciousness. We are in a materialistic way of life. And then we see devotees, we meet devotees, we read Prabhupada's books. We become so much fired up that we are able to leave the materialistic way of life we are living. We completely change our lifestyle. And we start chanting every day, waking up in the morning, chanting 16 rounds, eating only offered prasadam, no onion, no garlic, no tea, coffee. Four regulative principles are so difficult to follow in Kali Yuga. So changing the whole lifestyle, we start following all these things. But after some time, the fire reduces. We come to that state and then we stop there. And then proceedingly, the taste for chanting has to increase. The taste for hearing has to increase. And every moment, we are thinking how we can serve the Lord. We take up more and more services. What services we have, we do it with great pleasure. These steps, sometimes they start lagging. The services we do, the chanting we do, it becomes more mechanical. So there we start slowing down. So the sincerity and seriousness should always continue in Krishna consciousness. Every day we should be very sincere. Every day morning when we start chanting, we should be very sincere and serious in our chanting. Every day when we do our service, we should always remember this is our service to Krishna and do it with sincerity and seriousness. Only then one is surely successful in returning back to God. This was the qualification of Dhruva Maharaj. How sincere and serious he was. In that purpose, Prabhupada says, if one is sincere like Dhruva Maharaj, one can see Krishna face to face. Dhruva Maharaj was a small boy, and within 6 months, what was he doing? The same. The sentence is perfectly fits for Dhruva Maharaj. He was qualified, sincere, serious, and followed the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master as Narada. And in 6 months, he got direct darshan of the Lord, saw the Lord face to face, and then he got the mercy of the Lord. So in this way, and then most interestingly, the importance of association of devotees, of Sanga. What did he do after seeing the Lord face to face? He prayed to the Lord that I saw you face to face, but what my desire is not to go back to abode right now. My desire is to always be in the association of your devotees and keep hearing your glories. Similarly, we'll see Prahlada Maharaj also. In this chapter, Devi will appear and he will kill Hiranyakashipu, and the demigods will offer prayer. And next chapter, chapter 9, is Prahlada Maharaj. He offers his prayers to Devi. And in that prayers also, Prahlada Maharaj, he offers the same prayer. He requests the same thing, that I always want to be in a place where I can keep hearing about you from great devotees. He says, yeah, this is verse Canto 7, chapter 9, text 28. He says, my dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my association with material desires, one after another, I was gradually falling into a blind well full of snakes, following the general populace. But your servant Narad Muni kindly accepted me as his disciple and instructed me how to achieve this transcendental position. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How could I leave his service? So this was the desire of Prahlada Maharaj. After seeing Nrsimhadev face to face, and the Lord is so merciful, everyone is scared of the Lord, but Prahlada Maharaj, the Lord placed his hand on him, he was licking him and kissing him. That much association of the Lord he got. Still, he did not forget his spiritual master and the Vaishnavas. And he still, he praised the Lord because he's finding more transcendental pleasure than seeing the Lord. He finds more pleasure in serving the devotees of the Lord. So a devotee, he finds more pleasure in service than in directly seeing the Lord or being with the Lord. That is why for Vaishnavas, we consider merging in the Brahman effulgence worse than hell. Because even in the hell, there is an opportunity to serve. There's an opportunity to preach. There's an opportunity to do something for Krishna. Do something for his pleasure. But in even the merging into the impersonal Brahman, you're attaining liberation from the material miseries. It's a big thing actually. But that is completely delighted by the devotees. Because for Vaishnavas, we want to serve the Lord. That is the whole bhakti is based on that. It's only based on service, serving the pleasure of the Lord. If there is no opportunity for service, then even merging in the effulgence and being completely freed from material miseries, state of transcendental happiness, one doesn't want. Kaivalyam narakayate. It is like the pain of a hell, that much. And in this purport, Sri Narottam Das Thakur, Prabhupada quotes Narottam Das Thakur, that Tadera Charana Shevi Bhakta Shange Vas, Janame Hoy Ei Abhilash. From the time Satyayuga Prahlada Maharaj, devotees, from the Satyayuga till in Kali Yuga, recently, just Narottam Das Thakur is 400 years ago. After Mahaprabhu, they all came. Till then, the mood of the devotees we can see. Narottam Das Thakur says, what is my desire? Janame Hoy Ei Abhilash. Life after life, I have this only one desire. What is it? Tadera Charana Shevi Bhakta Sanevash. I want to be in the association of devotees and keep serving them. This is the desire. Same thing when we perform puja to the deities, archanam, when we do the deity worship, or any yajna is done. Recently in Mayapur, we were observing, they did a yajna course and they were teaching. So in that, I noticed that when they do the yajna, before the first step is they have to purify themselves. and set their mood to start worshipping the deity or start performing the yajna. At that time, they recite this verse: Naham Vipro Nacha Narapati Napi Vaishyo Na Shudra Naham Varni Nacha Grihapatir Na Vanasto Yatirva. But what am I?
Kintu Prodyananda.
Kintu Prodyan. Can you please recite that verse?
Kintu Prodyananda Nikhila Paramadi. Naham Vipro Nacha Narpatir Napi Vaishyo Na Shudro Naham Varni Nacha Narpatir Navanastho Yatirva. Kintu Prodyan Nikhila Paramanand Purna Amritabthir Gopi Bhartu Pad Kamalayor Das Dasanu Dasa. Service.
Thank you so much, Balabhadra Prabhu. So this is the mood that we are, they were teaching the students. I was observing this. So they are telling that this is the mood one has to have when before serving the Lord or before starting the yajna. All the pujaris, they recite this verse and then only they enter the altar. So it's such a beautiful mood that we are taught to have, you know. You should always remember, okay, I'm not this, I'm not Grihapati, I am not Narapati, I am not any Pati. I am not even Gopi Pada Kamalay or Das. I am Dasa Dasanu Das. It's so nice to hear, no? I am the servant. Who are you? I am servant of Krishna. You know, Krishna is there and I'm next to him, serving him. Right at his lotus feet. That is not the mood of the devotee. The mood of the devotee is Krishna is there and he is served by Gopi Bhartur. He is already being served by the gopis. And then their gopis servants are there. They are gopis das. Gopi Bhartur Padakamalay or Dasa Anudasaha. And so then our spiritual master is there and all the other senior devotees, so many previous acharyas, so beautiful. Gautam Das Thakur, Srinivas Acharya, Shyamanand Pandit, our Guru Parampara. Look at the amazing acharyas. We have Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Sachidananda Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Siddha Babaji. Then we have the wonderful Goswamis. These Goswamis, where do we stand in look at their qualities and where do we stand? And how can we think of directly serving the Lord? So the mood of the devotees is we should always serve the devotees. Follow the instructions of bona fide spiritual master. Follow the instructions of your devotees and do what service you are given. And how we should do that service? Sincerely and seriously. Take this service as our life and soul. That is enough to successfully return back to God. That is Prabhupada's point in this verse. It was so wonderful. And look at these, the activities of the sons of the demons. They did not like to hear from their so-called Shanda and Amarka because they were only interested in teaching diplomacy, politics, economic development, and topics similarly, exclusively for sense gratification. Which means what? They not just rejected Shanda and Amarka and they accepted Prahlada as their guru. What is the meaning of this? They are rejecting anything useful for sense gratification, which means they have given up sense gratification. Just by hearing from Prahlada Maharaja, they developed such an amount of faith and they were so sincerely ready to accept Krishna consciousness that they are leaving diplomacy, politics, economic development, sense gratification. So we may in our life, we may not be, we may have left all, we may have taken the Krishna consciousness, we are chanting, reading, associating with devotees, but have we left all this completely? Are we not using diplomacy at all in our life? Are we completely away from politics and economic development? And are we completely away from sense gratification? We have no desire to please our body. And just imagine, these are sons of demons. They have been trained in their house in demoniac background. They are, from their beginning, from their birth, they are only seeing demoniac samskaras. And such people from this kind of a background, they are accepting this and they have come to this situation. So there should be no difficulty for us who are not from, I don't think we are from demoniac background. We are not in the reign of Hiranyakashipu where you are not allowed to chant the name of the Lord. You are being punished for chanting the name of the Lord. Sense gratification is being promoted to such an extent. Hiranyakashipu says, the more sins you perform, the more you will be rewarded. I'll take you back to heaven I'll take you to heaven if you perform more sins. So such a conducive environment for sense gratification it was. Most conducive. And at that kind of situation, the sons of demons are behaving like this. they have taken to Prahlada Maharaj. And we might say, no, oh, that is because they got Prahlada Maharaj association. Such a pure devotee, Prahlada Maharaj. His association they got. Prahlada Maharaj received Narad Muni's association. Who is Narada? He is eternal. He is the asset of Lord Vishnu. He can directly go to Goloka if he wants. That kind of a Guru Prahlad had, and that Prahlad association they got. But we lack in no place. We have the association of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, when I was listening to a lecture based on this verse by His Grace Pancharatna Prabhu, he was mentioning that Prabhupada in one of his books, I think he mentioned easy journey to other planets. Just hearing. In that, he said that Prabhupada writes in that book that one should follow, one should take association of pure devotees. If not possible physically, one should take association of the pure devotees through their lectures, through their works. So this is a very common point that we have, Vani Seva and Bhakti Seva. So it is not that, okay, Prabhupada was a pure devotee, correct, but we don't have this physical association like these sons had, the classmates had the physical association of Prahlada Maharaj. But there is also possibility of Vani Seva. There is no difference between the personal presence of a pure devotee and the presence and his the same benefit we can get by accepting his instructions or hearing from him through his books or through his lectures or through any way. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, in Canto 1, Chapter 3, I'm correct. Prabhupada in the purport he mentions that, I think I mentioned it in my last Chaitanya Bhagavat class also. Srimad Bhagavatam is the Supreme Lord himself. It is compiled by Sri Vyasadeva, who is the Supreme Lord, incarnation of the Supreme Lord. And therefore, if one hears Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the Lord himself and compiled by the Lord himself from a bona fide representative of the Lord, then one can derive the same benefit one can in the personal association of the Lord. So when we are associating with Srimad Bhagavatam, the book Bhagavatam, and the purport which is presented, so we are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and in the purport we are hearing the explanation of Srimad Bhagavatam from a bona fide representative of Krishna. So when we are hearing the purport and reading Srimad Bhagavatam, then we are actually supposed to be enjoying the same happiness we feel when we are in direct association of Shri Krishna. So that strength, that empowerment, Krishna and Prabhupada have given to this book that we are having with us. And by the mercy of the devotees, by the sincere, by the qualified, sincere and serious devotees of Prabhupada, disciples of Prabhupada, the preaching is still going on and they are still receiving these books. So therefore, even when we feel that when we read the sentence and feel, I'm not qualified to preach, even if you're not qualified, you just hand over this book, do the book distribution and hand over this book to someone. Then the rest of the preaching will be effective because the preaching is being done by Prabhupada himself. You are not preaching. It is Srila Prabhupada who is directly preaching. So then that is just our part. How we can serve the Lord. We sincerely, seriously serve the Lord and our spiritual master by distributing books. And by distributing books, we are taking Srila Prabhupada to everyone. And then Prabhupada will take care of the rest, just like Prabhupada took care of us. And how we are today in the association of devotees, and we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is all only by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. This is by the mercy of pure Vaishnavas. We can find so many examples of such qualified, sincere, serious devotees in Srimad Bhagavatam. In case we want to take up the Krishna consciousness, we are stuck in some place. I'm in this kind of a situation. What do I do now? How would a sincere devotee act in this way, act in this particular situation? If you think so, just go to Srimad Bhagavatam. Whatever situation you are in, somebody in Srimad Bhagavatam would have been in that situation. And that devotee would have excelled beautifully in that situation. Like Parikshit Maharaj, he felt he committed a great mistake at the lotus feet of a sage. And he was cursed. And he has only 7 days to live. So there is someone who is... we can take this example in 2 ways. One is, for example, there is someone who is a devotee, a practicing devotee, who has few days to live. Suddenly he's diagnosed with something difficult, some health crisis he has. And the doctor says you have only 1 month or 1 year to survive. Then practical example of Parikshit Maharaj is present in Srimad Bhagavatam. What to do now? And for all of us who have no such time given by the doctor, we actually have no guarantee, not even 1 month guarantee. At least a doctor will give for someone in health crisis. You have only 1 month to live. We have no guarantee. We have that 1 month also. So for us also, Parikshit Maharaj example is always very inspiring. Similarly, we have this example in the Canto 1, when Parikshit Maharaj is having through this difficulty. When he is going through a difficulty, he remembers that Khatwanga Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj says, I have 7 days. Khatwanga Maharaj had only 1 muhurta. He remembers another person who was in difficulty, having shorter time, and he gets inspired from that Vaishnava's life, and he wonderfully gives up his life in a very devotional manner. So Khatwanga Muni had only 1 muhurta. So when we hear the story of Khatwanga Muni, we get so inspired. Even 1 muhurta is enough for being purely Krishna conscious. I have so much time. Thanks to Krishna, I have every day 24 hours I'm having. Every day morning when we wake up, I have 1 more day. Khatwanga Muni had only 1 muhurta. So I have some more time to engage in Krishna consciousness to perfect my life. Like that, we can see. We can see how Canto 1, we can see how Kunti Maharani, she is seeing the presence of the Lord in all difficulties. From them, we can learn how in every difficulty a sincere and serious Vaishnava, no matter what difficulty comes, in all the difficulty, they will see Krishna. That is a lesson we learn from them. And we should try to apply that. When we come through some difficulty, we should try, with the help of other Vaishnavas, to see Krishna in that, Krishna's hand in that situation. That is the meaning of seeing Krishna everywhere. Krishna is not only in the temple. For a serious and sincere devotee, Krishna is seen everywhere. When Ramananda Rai is talking with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that time Ramananda Rai says that you must be surely the Lord himself, because he's seeing Mahaprabhu for the first time. And he says very guaranteedly, you are the Supreme Lord himself. How do I know? One is, the moment you came here, everyone is chanting the name of Krishna. And they're not only chanting, they're chanting great ecstasy. Tears are flowing, they're experiencing ecstatic symptom. Now that cannot happen suddenly. That means, such a power means you are the Supreme Lord himself. So at that time, Mahaprabhu says that I am just a Mayavadi sannyasi. What power do I have? But you are seeing Krishna in me also, because you are a pure Vaishnava. For a pure Vaishnava, Sthavara Jangama Dekhi, Shedeki Tar Murti, Sarvatra Hoy Tar Ishtadeva Spurti. That is a pure devotee, he sees Krishna everywhere. And so Mahaprabhu says, you are seeing Krishna in me also, even though I am a Mayavadi sannyasi. This is very, of course, Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord, we all know. But it's so sweet to see this dealings between them. So Mahaprabhu at that time said, this is the qualification of a devotee. Similarly, one may think that I don't have the chance to preach. Prabhupada says, then his preaching is effective. This verse talks about the power of preaching, the effect of preaching of a pure devotee. But there might be some devotees who are having other services. Everybody does not get the opportunity to preach. Some devotees, they will be serving in the backhand, cooking in the temple. Or Matajis may be not getting chance to go out and preach. They'll be taking care of the house, the deities, the children, taking care of the house. They don't get time to go out. So we should be happy in whatever service we get. We should realize that whatever service we do, we can inspire others by ourselves being perfect. That is another beautiful lesson that we get. If we are sincere and serious, we need not go out and preach. Just the people surrounding us, when they see us being in Krishna consciousness, see us enjoying our life, they will naturally get inspired to perform Krishna consciousness. That is also a way of preaching. We can preach through our mouth, go out and talk to people where we are working, preach to them and bring them to our home and teach them Krishna consciousness. That is one way. One way of preaching is doing Nagar Kirtan and making everyone hear the holy names of the Lord, and in that way preaching to them. Another way is distributing books when they come to temple, talking to them. Another way of preaching is when in our temple, when somebody comes in, they see everyone is so happy. We need not even open our mouth and talk to them about preaching, about Krishna consciousness. When the devotees themselves in the temple are completely in Krishna consciousness, they'll be so happy. They'll be performing their service in great happiness, chanting, dancing. Seeing that only people get inspired. Some of our relatives or our office colleagues may come to our home. We can invite them. And that time we need not personally go and talk to them about Krishna consciousness directly. But if they see regularly us, the way we are happy, the way we are practicing our life, the cleanliness in our house, the way our life is surrounded around the deity or the Lord present in the house, the way the person is very happy, the whole family is very happy, then they will all get inspired to take up the Krishna consciousness. They themselves will voluntarily come and ask us, can you please tell me about what you're practicing? What is it that you're chanting? How are you so happy? How are your kids so peaceful? In our house, the kids are not so peaceful. How is your food so tasty? So these are all, they themselves will come and, ask us, and we can slowly start teaching. So we should be sincere and serious ourselves. And in whatever service we do, whatever service we get, everyone, there is no one who can say, I don't have service. Ample service is there. We should take the service under the instruction of a bona fide spiritual master in the association of devotees. And when we perform our service, we should perform the service with all sincerity and seriousness. Very important key words we get from this purport, from any purport of Prabhupada: sincere, serious, and follow the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master. And in this way, we should be always situated in the association of pure devotees, and take their association. And just like these sons of the demons, the moment they got an association of a devotee and they understood what they have to do, they immediately got de-associated from their materialistic teachers. So as we take ourselves in association of devotees, simultaneously following nectar of instruction, we learn we should give away a bad association. Distance ourselves, not take the association, means not interact with them, completely cut off. That is not possible. We'll be in their company, but should not take the association. We can try to give our association, at least not take. And purposefully, if we are so like, we may be in a situation where we don't get to associate with devotees personally every day, be in the temple surrounded by devotees always. But in those kind of situations, we should very thoughtfully, very mindfully put ourselves in hearing at least 2 hours a day, reading Prabhupada's books 2 hours a day. So mindfully put ourselves in association. Actually, even we may be surrounded by association always. Like here, I am in Mayapur, always surrounded by devotees. Wherever you go, your neighbor is a devotee. You go down the road, you meet devotees. You hear Nagar Kirtan always. But still, even if in that kind of situation, if we don't put our mind into it and thoughtfully accept the association, it is useless. It won't give the benefit it can give, the ultimate benefit it can give. So more important, Bhakti Maharaja always talks about this. He talks about mindful eating, mindful speaking. So in everything when we do, we should not do any activity without our mind fully absorbed in it. Whatever we do, we should put our mind into it and do it. So when we are in an association of devotees, when we're hearing a lecture, when we're reading a book, when we are sitting in the circle of devotees and observing them, we should completely put our mind into it and see what we can learn from everyone. When we do that kind of a mindful approach, then we will get the benefit of association. We'll learn things from, when we read Bhagavatam with all our mind in it, so many wonderful points will reveal itself, because Bhagavatam is Krishna himself. He is seeing your mind and your heart. He's seeing, wow, this person is so, sincerely, seriously, he's putting his mind into me and he's trying to understand me. So then only the Lord will reveal. If you do, okay, my Guru Maharaj said 2 hours reading, mechanically just keep a timer on and for 2 hours you keep reading, some benefit will be there, but not the highest benefit that you can get through it. So with this, I think you can end the class today. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to serve you all. You have all given me a service opportunity. I don't know how much sincere and serious I did, but I tried my best. And by the blessings of my spiritual master and all the senior devotees only, I spoke something which is useful for you. If there was something which was silly or not useful, kindly forgive, because I am a very insignificant person who has no qualification in myself to speak. I'm only speaking based on what I heard from different devotees and what I read from, what I understood from Prabhupada's purport. So any good thing I said is because of their mercy only. not me at all. Don't tell Mataji, you're so nice, you spoke so nicely. It is not me. It is the previous acharyas and Vaishnavas. And any comments, any corrections, that all comes to me and I will work on it. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak of Srimad Bhagavatam. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prahlada Maharaja ki jai, Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Hiranyakashipu ki
Jai. Hari bol. Hari bol.
Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj uses in the Bhagavatam class. Nrsimha Jayanti in Mayapur, he gives 3-day seminar on Nrsimhadev pastime. If he feels as the audience is kind of sleeping or they're not attentively hearing, he'll just say he'll say Prahlada Maharaj ki jai, Hiranyakashipu ki. Everyone will say, he'll say, see, you are not mindfully hearing.
I was thinking because of him we got Prahlada Maharaj and we are still chanting glories after billions of years, because it happened in Satyuga only and we are in Kali Yuga still chanting glories of Prahlada Maharaj. Hari bol, Hari bol. What a beautiful class.
I became very tired and I don't know, I was hearing noting and all and just sorry. I will listen to your recording now.
No, that is
Thank
the
you,
sincere
Bhakti.
and serious devotee.
Mataji, you were saying you are not qualified and fallen and everything. If that is the truth, I would like to be in your position for another million of years. I would love to be in that position, Mataji. Yeah. Who cares about anything else? I would love to be in position where I'm that fallen, Mataji.
Bhagavatam.
Yeah. Hari bol, Mataji, Hari bol. Beautiful class, Mataji, like always. Your energy and your knowledge compared to your young age, Mataji, it's unbelievable. It's sometimes I feel why I was not in Bhakti when I was so young. And you have so much knowledge about Krishna and so much love about what you speak, and that shows, Mataji. We all want to go back to Krishna. That's why we all devotees, 50, 60, 70 devotees gather here in the morning, because we want to hear this Hari Katha and then, somehow get out of this world, go back to Krishna and serve him over there. And you gave a beautiful formula in your class, and that is service. That is so true, Mataji. Service gives you so much satisfaction. It is unbelievable. Without service, I think even chanting, of course, will give you fruits. We all know that. Even Nama Bhas, Nama Prad, everything will chanting will always give you some fruit. It will Neha Bikramana. It will always stay with you. But service is which is giving you real satisfaction and real prasad. Guru Krishna prasade by Bhakti. That prasad comes only from service. Very beautiful, Mataji. And
In fact, I was just actually I forgot to mention a point. I was reading this purport, sir, sincere and serious and performing devotional service. I was just remembering, I wanted to mention about Gopal Krishna Maharaj. When he comes to Mayapur, we know how his health is. Always he was so weak and fragile. When he would walk also, I would see in Mayapur, 2-3 people would always be around him, holding him stably. But every day morning, he would come for doing Mangalarti of Pachtatva. When he is in Mayapur, he'll never fail that. He would come for the GBC meeting. GBC meeting would go on. After that, small meetings with him will go on. His disciples are here. They get association in Mayapur only when he comes at this time. So evening, he gives them association. And he will come and do night Aarti for Nrsimhadev, which happens at around 8:15. 8:15 to 8:30 is the last Aarti. He'll come and do that Aarti for Nrsimhadev. And then next day morning, he'll be up for Mangalarti and he'll come and do Panchtattvas. He'll be in the altar and with such a fragile body, he'll do it. That is another example of serious, sincere devotee that we can see.
And he told, I am not qualified to do Radha Madhavi. He didn't touch. No. I can never go to that.
Yes, he would never go to Radha Madhav. And he was so attached to Nrsimhadev that he had so much, as you said, no, Prabhu, we have to do service. That is the only way. But the service has to be also done with a taste. I was hearing the lecture based on this verse by Pancharatna Prabhu, and he was telling that how when we do service, when we do sincere and serious service, then the Lord will give us realization. And that realization will give us impetus to do the service more nicely. So it keeps on working like that. So the realization has to come. When you get realization and you get the higher taste, that taste only the Lord can bestow on you. You cannot get the taste by doing the service nicely. You do service nicely, the Lord will be happy and He'll bestow higher taste. So that we can see, it is when they get this higher taste that such devotees they transcend their body. Even though body is giving so much trouble, they are finding a pleasure in that service, which is more than the difficulty of their body. Maharaj would, with great difficulty, oil abhishek will happen to Narsinghadev. The day before the big abhishek that we all can see, they'll close the doors and they will remove all the chandan and they'll pour liters of oil, more than 100 liters of oil they'll pour on Narsinghadev and full do oil massage for him. Oil abhishek is very special and that is what we get, no? Narsingha oil bottles once more. So that we can imagine 100 liters of oil is being poured, how the floor, the granite floor will be slippery with that oil. Gopal Krishna Maharaj will be very adamant that I want to go and do oil abhishek. And he'll go so slippery, so risky it is. Even for people who are hale and healthy also, who are strong, they also are very, very careful while doing that abhishek. You don't want to fall. So he would go, he would climb up, do Narsinghadev Abhishek, and the pujaris would ask Maharaj, he would offer 1 kalasha, 2 kalasha, 3 kalasha. They would ask him, Maharaj, is it enough? Is it tiring for you? You want to leave? Somebody else can do. He'll say, if you let me do, I'll do all day. I have no problem. But if somebody wants to do, I am taking away their opportunity, then I will get down, let that person do. So that was his mood. And it's so beautiful. He has no problem doing it. At the same time, he's so sensitive that am I taking somebody else's service away? Does somebody else want to do the abhishek? So he'll walk down. Even though he's so happy to do it all day long, still he comes out after some time. He's a most leading sannyasi, very advanced devotee. Nobody's going to tell him to stop. But still he himself stops and comes down, even though he doesn't want to do it. He's so happy serving Narsinghadev, but other devotees should get a chance, so he comes down. So you can see both. He's having happiness in doing the service. At the same time, he's sensitive about other devotees also who are wanting to serve the Lord. Such a beautiful personality.
The Maharaj is having laulyam, greediness to do, and tivra bhakti.
Yes, and also compassion for others. His greed is not overtaking his compassion.
Pratikshana swadhana lolupasya. That's what Maharaj was actually having. Pratikshana swadhana lolupasya. Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. No, that's what my next point was, and you took it from my mouth actually, because you were talking about demons, and you were saying, of course, sometimes this demoniac mentality still comes in us, where we want to enjoy ourselves, please our senses somehow. But then, of course, we are very fortunate. Like I am very fortunate in that sense. Srila Guru Maharaj gave me his shelter. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. I was able to get some Vapu Seva, which is very important. But certainly Vani is the most important, as you were explaining in your class. Vapu Seva is very good. Whenever we have a chance, dear devotees, we should do Vapu Seva. Never miss a chance, because that will remain as sweet memories of Guru Maharaj with you. But then Vani is the topmost, certainly. Beautiful class, Mataji, and you were saying...
So you're going to preach all over the world. The way you're doing, you're going to do all over the world, daily traveling to Paris, UK. It's going to happen. And Prabhu, you could see one demon coming and sleeping. Sukhaka demon was sleeping when class was going on. See the bhakti level.
No, Prabhu. I can go to Paris and wherever, but I probably will go to, see the Paris and see whatever countries you mentioned. I don't know about preaching, Prabhuji. I'm very fallen, Prabhu. So, very, very beautiful class, Mataji. And you were saying, that we should taste that naam when the service will be very strong. With the mercy, we will get that taste in the naam. Because sometimes chanting becomes mechanically and we think we just have to, do our 16 rounds today because we have promised to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, that we will do. But that Naam Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Bhinnatva Nama Namina Bhinnatva. That Naam, Krishna that we are doing is only Krishna only. when we get that feeling, that is very satisfying and that is very blissful. That every morning.
Abhinatvam Namanam. Abhinatvam.
Namina.
Not Abhinatvam.
Namina. So yeah, very beautiful class, Mataji. Thank you so much for giving your time all the way from India, Mayapur. It's different timings. Still you show your mercy and come on the classes whenever Shamagori Mataji is asking you. So dear devotees,
How is the small one doing? Small Antaranga.
Punya Shloka Shachi.
Jai, kya naam diya? Punya Shloka.
What is small one? What is small one? What is this?
Her baby. Her baby.
Oh, Mataji got a baby. What is name? Punya Shloka.
Punya Shloka Sachi.
Sachi. Wow. Haribol. What a beautiful name. Wow.
Jayapatak Maharaj has given the name. 2 months old.
Festival of Jagannath Mitra. That
Maybe
day
she was doing she'll cry Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hey, wow. Mataji, only 2 months old and you're still doing services. That wow, Mataji. Haribol.
Last month she gave.
Haribol. Very beautiful. This is a pure devotee. This is a good devotee, which is after bodily pains, after bodily discomforts, after her duties, she's
not bothered.
Having all this attitude for doing Hari Katha. This is a pure devotee. That's what we need actually. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you, Prabhu. Mataji, Param Pavani Mataji has her hand raised. With your permission, can we go to her for a question? Maybe. Hare Krishna, Param Pavani Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances, all Guru Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Mataji, I want to ask one question. That is, can you explain the difference between sincerity and seriousness on the perspective of service and sadhana? Like how I can differ these two qualities so that we can know, like, this is called sincerity and this is called seriousness. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Very, very beautiful question. I myself have never thought in this aspect. I was very amazed. It's something I can think about. Sincerity and seriousness. But since I have not thought about it, I'm unable to answer anything. Anyone, any senior devotees present in this assembly would like to add on this, Prabhu? Mataji's sincerity and seriousness, the difference.
Actually, sincerity is actually whatever has been given as per the Shastra, you are following everything sincere. I mean, sincerely following the rules and regulations. And serving the Guru and Gauranga. But seriousness is the tivra, the laudyam, the greediness to know.
Got you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Sukakar Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sincerity. When we do service with sincerity, our sins will go away. Haribol. Akshara Das Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
So Mataji, you also
Hare
want...
Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, sorry. You also add something to the Mataji's question, like, so Krishna
I
Prabhu.
think Mataji is sometime muting because there is background noise too. So Mataji is trying to take care of background noise on the same side.
The babies.
Mataji, yes, you please say
Punya
something.
Shloka is in the background.
Because
that's okay, Mataji.
You say
Punya
something,
Shloka.
Mataji, because who has that more service attitude than you? That you had a baby last month and still you are giving classes and doing Hari Katha. Who has more service attitude than you, Mataji? So you please say something actually.
Prabhu, Mataji is giving class there locally also there in Mayapur.
Wow.
She's giving classes.
Haribol.
Sincerity and seriousness. Seriousness, like when I'm doing something very serious, my mind will not be diverted anywhere, right? That's how I'm able to think about it. When I'm doing something seriously, I will be into it and I'll be out of all other things happening around if I'm very serious in it. And sincere is, I think, more based on how much priority I give to that. If I'm sincere about something, then I'll give high priority to that. That's how I think it. So sincere and serious means we give highest priority in our life to bhakti, and when we are performing that activity, when we're performing something related to bhakti, we should do it with all seriousness, which means our mind is fully into it. I think seriousness is more about focus, and sincerity is more about the priority or the our approach to that thing. Our approach to something is sincerity, and the way we execute it is seriousness. That's how I see it.
If you are sincere, it will be serious. No, if you are sincere, you will be more serious.
Yes, they are complete. They are complete. Correct.
Is it removable or just fixed?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, and thank you so much, Mataji. It got clarified. Thank you so much, Antaranga Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. But you gave me a question that I can ask serial devotees here. It's an interesting question that I'll go and ask them to get a better understanding. Thank you, Mataji.
Who is the question? Is a small baby asking the question like a small baby's voice, like student or something? The question asked by some small girl. The voice, I have not seen that much.
This noise is... my father is having a meeting here.
That's okay, Mataji. That's okay. Mataji will go to Akshar Das Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisance at the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Mataji, thank you for the wonderful lecture. A lot to reflect upon. Just like Sukkar Prabhu, I also have to go back and listen to it once more time. So, since I'm not was born in a devotee family, so during the japa or sometimes I get glimpses from the past life before coming to Krishna consciousness. So, how to deal with that? Like I have some bad memories.
Yes. So, regarding that, like, it is not just Prabhu, you are from, since you are not born in a devotee family, you are having memories from past things and you are getting diverted. Even I get diverted when I'm chanting, performing devotional activities, because we are in this material world and we are constantly being bombarded with so many materialistic aspects, correct? When we walk in the street also, there is so much distractions nowadays. These are all, anything we see, anything we hear, it gets imprinted in our mind immediately. That is what we call samskara. It's imprinted. So it is just that who has more bad samskaras, who has less bad samskaras. And even in that, if we see one life, no, millions of life are there before us, and our mind carries impressions of everything. So the distraction that one will face while chanting, when you are chanting, very known example that Mahaprabhu himself states is Cheto Darpana Marjanam. When we are chanting, the mirror of the heart or the mind is being cleansed. So when you clean first, what happens? The dust will fly like anything. So all these things will keep coming in our mind because they're flying around now. So the only way for that, what I think is, one should seriously chant. When these kind of thoughts come, no, like Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur says, take a shoe and hit your mind. Practically, we need not do it, imitate it, but we should literally, in our mind, tell our mind, don't do this. And that is how, in my personal way, in my own sadhana, what I learned is loud chanting is very helpful. When some thought comes, I raise my voice to ensure I'm hearing the mantra only. And my mind is, I'm not able to hear what my mind is saying. I'm only hearing the mantra. So when I constantly do this, after some time the thoughts, they go away. And
Mataji, is there a way I can chastise mind? Is there a way I can chastise mind?
Chastise mind.
You want me to look for some?
There is a song written by Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Ohe Dushta Mana. It's available in KrishnaKirtanSongs.com. So, Ohe Dushta Mana, in that he chastises his mind. Yeah. So we can read that every day. If we want to chastise our mind, we can read that. That will be chastising our mind, following the footsteps of our Acharya. Okay. Will be chastising our mind. Jai. So this song kind of covers the entire any kind of thought that our mind will give while chanting is covered in this song. while performing devotional service, how all our mind can become an enemy and how all we can chastise is covered in this song.
Very, very, very good answer, Mataji. Beautiful answer. And thanks for actually talking about this bhajan. This is a beautiful bhajan. And as you said, we can always, think, let's say we, even just in this material room, realm, we close a room for even 10, 15 days or 20 days. We see that dust accumulating. And what about millions of lifetimes? Not even 1, 2 millions of lifetime. And so much dust is there. So many, that bad thoughts are there. So many of our samskaras are there. And of course, chanting is only cleaning that with the broom that Shila Guru Maharaj has given to us. Now do chanting and clean your room, and then thoughts will come out. Very beautiful answer, Mataji. Very beautiful answer. So satisfying. And so we should not be demotivated, dear devotees, as Mataji has said. The bad thoughts can come. We must think, Arey Baba, I'm so fallen and I have done this in my life. I have done that bad thing in life. I have broken 4 regulative principles like nothing. But still, Krishna is taking care of us. Guru Maharaj is taking care of us. That should be our mood, and just keep keep servicing, as Mataji said. Service will chastise our mind. As Prabhuji was asking, how to chastise our mind. Put him into service. Thank you so much,
When we
Mataji.
know that we are so fallen, that is when we feel, okay, I have done so many things, I am getting Krishna consciousness. That is when we truly understand the mercy of Gaur Nitai. If they are then no, oh, if they are not there, no, they are our only go now. Srimad Bhagavatam is somewhere, and we got that how only because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu and the Acharyas. What not they have done for us.
So true,
That
Mataji.
is
Hari bol, Hari bol. So, dear devotees, if no one has any more questions or comments, we can end the class, because Mataji might have to go to her baby too. Hari bol, Hari bol. So let us pay our obeisances to Mataji and all the assembled Vaishnavas on the call. Is everybody able to unmute themselves? Yes.
What a lucky baby, no, that she's the mother of that baby. What a lucky baby.
What a lucky baby, Prabhuji. What a lucky baby. What a lucky baby. May Mataji, may Krishna, and Srila Prabhupada give, everything that he or she needs. It's a she, Mataji, it's a girl, baby girl.
Yeah.
it's a girl.
Mataji, she
And
gets
more than
everything in her life.
how lucky she is, but I am lucky to have her, because when she was in my womb, because of her being in my womb, I got so much association of so many senior devotees, I get a special privilege to associate with everyone.
She's
I get a
almost like
special
Bhakta Prahlada coming on, Mataji. I remember about Bhakta Prahlada. You are also devotee and you are listening to the acharyas and you are doing everything that you have to do while she is in the womb. It is not like that, like Prahlada Maharaja's mother is not that kind of devotee, because her thoughts are around Hiranyakasipu only, and she is terrified also what will happen to the baby and for her. But you are not in that condition, but this baby will be better than Maharaj Prahlad. That's what I can
Pure
say.
devotees, pure devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Pure devotees,
Mataji,
pure.
in another 10, 15 years, maybe we'll call her on Bhakti Sanga.
Yeah.
Kama
Why
kori
to
Mataji,
wait for
write down
10
the number.
just
Yeah,
4
maybe
years
before.
before, 4 more
By
years.
the age of 10 itself, she may
Yeah.
call, because she's such a good mother. She'll
Hari
train her
bol.
nicely now.
She's
So let us
advanced
pay our
than Prahlad
obeisances.
Maharaja, so she'll be coming back in 4 years only. That's what I can say.
Yeah.
Very good.
Hari bol,
Hare
Hari bol.
Krishna. Wonderful
Very
class,
nice.
Mataji. I was so inspired how to be motivated and how to be sticking on our focusing mainly. That's what I'm thinking, because you told many examples, like people having different difficulties and still following the rules, like Parishit Maharaj, and also even the Guru Maharaj who came, like his body is so fragile. So we have so many amenities, and actually we are living in such a society. Because of these facilities, more Maya is around us than Bhakti. So how to come out of that Maya and go towards the Bhakti, that's the main focus of this class. That's what I heard. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
I
Hare
am very
Krishna.
lucky. Mataji is
Hare
coming with her
Krishna,
daughter
Antaranga
by
Mataji. Hare
middle
Krishna,
June
Antaranga
15th.
Mataji,
This-
thank you so much for coming on the call and giving Bhagavatam class. So much inspiring, Mataji. Your life itself so much inspiring to us, and we also want to follow your footsteps, Mataji. Thank you so much. You are such a good student
I'm
of
so lucky.
Bhagavatam.
I'm so lucky. 15 Mataji is coming to Chennai, so I'm going to see the pure devotee in our house. Gopika and Prabhu, they're all coming first. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm waiting,
yes.
counting down the
Wonderful,
dates.
wonderful. I wish someday they will come to Charlotte also.
Yes, Mataji, you must make a trip.
Mataji, more than me coming there, you all should come to Mayapur. I'm here.
Yeah. Welcome, Mataji.
Mataji always invites us to Mayapur. By your prayers, we will definitely come, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. We
I am coming, Mataji.
are not that fortunate to, visit Dham. Once in a while only we do that. But you are so fortunate you are living in Dham, you are walking and talking Dham.
I'm fortunate to be here, certainly. I'll be more fortunate if you all let me know when you are coming. I'll be fortunate to serve you. That will be a greater fortune.
Balabhadra Prabhu coming in November. Balabhadra Prabhu coming in November.
October, November, yeah. Maharaja's Yatra.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jai.
Beautiful.
Okay, dear devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Mataji and all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Vaishnavebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Srimad
Namaha.
Bhagavatam ki jai.
Bhagavatam ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ji ki jai.
Jai.
Indra Mataji
Jai
ki
Jai.
jai.
Mataji, put Dandavat Pranam.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Gauranga,
Nityananda. Nityananda. Gauranga.
Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Sabka
Mataji,
mere
put
Vrindavan Dham.
Dandavat. Krishna Krishna, Hare
Radha ki
Hare,
jai.
Hare